Virgo, there is someone in your life, okay? Whether they're currently in your life or on the outskirts of your life, whatever the situation is, could be another Virgo, could be a Sag. But this person has been doing some plotting and scheming, working really, really hard to try to maintain a connection with you or keep some kind of connection with you, balanced, okay? And why? Because you are a wish come true for this person. This person is like in love with you, okay? Like it's just, you're everything they could ever want. Everything that they, like you're just a dream for this person. Okay, Virgo. Seriously, right? But I feel like this person is working really hard. Really, really hard. At least doing it now, or they will be in August. You know, they're tiptoeing a little bit. They're not coming in hard and fast, okay, with temperance. They're trying to bring harmony. They're trying to be moderate and trying to have some self-control, which tells me they're obsessed with you if they need to have this self-control, okay? Now, I just want to give you a caveat with this, okay? First of all, this feels creepy as F. For someone, not everybody, but there's a little creep factor to this, okay? And I just want to point that out. Okay, for anybody to have some kind of obsession with you where you're just like the end all be all to everything, and for them to put in all this consistent everyday effort. I know some of you are like, well, that's what I want, but something about it doesn't feel right, okay? And I am going to get into this reading and find out what this energy is, okay? I don't know, maybe it's something that will feel uncomfortable to you. Maybe you're not interested in this person, okay? Which could be like, whoa, you know, slow your roll. What are you doing, right? I don't know if you want this connection with this person or not. Some of you might. And if that's the case, well, there's a little consolation for you, okay? Because they're really trying to just bring you guys back in. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get into this. Smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel. And yeah, let's get into this.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to.
All right, here we go. Starting off with the Five of Wands, okay? A lot of competition. As you can tell, my voice is not 100%. Well, maybe you can't tell, but I can tell. I have it it might be like 90% back, okay? But I still feel like a groggy old frog. Anyway, listen, there's some kind of competition. Okay, I don't understand what this competition. Oh, okay, no one else can have you. That's what it is. Nobody else can have you. And they push everybody away. They want to be the center of your world, is what I feel. They want you to notice them. They want you to pay attention to everything they're doing, everything that's going on, right? But this person brings conflict as well. Okay, this doesn't feel like someone that brings you peace, but I feel like they're trying to bring this connection back into harmony so they have peace of mind. They don't care about your peace. It's about their peace. All right, let me just tell you, and it's causing some friction, or at least it will be. Okay, I actually feel like this is someone who's a rival. Okay, this is someone who's more or less, it feels like a conquering energy, kind of a conquering energy. Such a weird message, but let's continue. Let's continue, Virgo. Okay, yeah, and it's all being done in secret. Like this is a covert Mission Impossible covert ops here. This is psyop, Virgo. I swear, this is creepy. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Okay, so if this person is coming across to be all, they may be love bombing. They might be love bombing you a little, or they're coming in trying to be super friendly and sweet. It's no. They have a little motive thing going on here, okay? They're hiding something, and what they're hiding is the fact that nobody else can. It's kind of like, okay, well, you can talk to other people or you can be around other people, but I need to be the center of your world. I swear, if the sun comes out, then we're going to know, okay? But they need for you to keep your eyes on them. They need to show up and be seen, okay? They need to show up and be seen, right? Oh my gosh, right? Okay, look at the chaos of this energy. Rushing in fast, then cutting off. And then everything's dead, and then coming in love bombing. This is what I feel is going on. I don't know what the deal is with this person. Maybe they're a covert narcissist. It could be. Listen, look, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody here, but it feels very covert. It feels like it's mostly about them. They can't be without you. So they need to bring peace and harmony to kind of, so that they don't lose the connection, because they can't deal with the anxiety and the stress of that, okay? Right? And yeah, even that 9 of Wands, I feel like this person is like lusting after you. Seriously lusting, and they're impulsive in their behavior. No boundaries. They don't respect your boundaries. If you've put boundaries up with this person, right? The minute you like set a boundary here with the 5 of Swords, even if you set a kind boundary and then finally maybe you have to set another boundary, be like, stop, no more. I don't want the connection anymore. If that's your story, like they're so impulsive that you have to do that, because this person cannot read the room. They cannot read the room. They don't understand even your silence. Your silence alone is a major setback for them, okay? You know how sometimes you got to tell people, listen, maybe you say it in a nice way. I'm just really, we'll just be friends or something like that, or whatever. And then like, oh my God, the more you set a boundary and the more you go silent, the more, and it's because of your silence. Mostly, if you've been silent, okay? And I'm not saying given the silent treatment. I feel like it's mostly because you're trying to, for some reason, what is going on, Virgo? Why? We already know this person's like just obsessed. The more you're silent and the more you're not interested, the more crazy for you they become. So what is it about you? Why are you just like, whoa, hold your horses here. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, what else? Okay. Page of Wands, Page of Cups, what the heck? Oh, it's because you're nice. It's because you're friendly. It's because if you set a boundary with them, Virgo, or you just like kind of said something in a nice way, and maybe some of you need to be a little harsher. Some of you have just really because this person's not getting it. Okay, even if you cut them off, like some of you are going to need to like file a police report at this point. Okay, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. It's more of a challenge for them the more you ignore them. Maybe you've recently you left a crack open, or you're just being civil. Whatever the situation is, like, why are they so obsessed with you? I mean, I know you're great and everything, but like, what the hell's the matter with this person? Why are they so impulsive and so lusting after you? What is going on with this person? Like, what? Okay. King of Wands. King of Wands. Oh. Their way or the highway. They call the shots, not you. That's their energy. Okay, that's this person's energy. They call the shots, not you, right? They're very aggressive. Very aggressive. They have some kind of fire placement. Okay? And that's the energy that comes towards you. Oh, you're not telling me no. That's what I feel like the energy is. Oh, you're not going to ignore me. I'm a freakazoid. This person's a freakazoid. Yeah, look at them. Oh my God, they're like... This person, seriously, they're so burdened by a sense of loss. They feel a sense of loss. All right, so if you're not currently communicating with this person, they're going to be reaching out to you again, okay? They're going to be coming towards you again, okay? The longer you go with, I don't know if you're doing no contact, whatever you're doing, any kind of smile that you give this person, any kind of, if you initiate to say hello, like for a birthday, because you're just trying to keep it civil and be friendly, or, maybe something significant life happened, you reach out. If you do that to them, that's the message. Okay, it's back on. Virgo, if you are gone, you need to stay the freak gone, right? Because this gives me creep vibes. Seriously, it gives me creep vibes that this person feels like their whole world is falling apart and they can't live without you. Like that screams extreme emotional instability. Even if this person was emotionally unavailable, maybe that's why you were like, nah, or it's all about them all the time. Because it's all about them, the minute you reach out and you just, even if you just give a wave, you walk past them somewhere, you see them in a coffee shop, or anything, or you respond to a message to them, That's an invitation to come back into your life. Now, if you want this person back in your life, I mean, I feel like maybe you need to like go back to the drawing board and figure out why you stopped wanting this person to be in your life. What was going on? And why be nice to them? Right? Why not just give them the cold shoulder, like through and through? Right? Because I know, Virgo, you want peace, right? You just want everybody to get along. You don't want anybody up your ass. You don't want anybody doing crazy stuff, right? Maybe you just want to be civil. I don't know what the deal is. I feel like this person's a little bit obsessive. I really do. And, you know, maybe you have a heart and you have compassion and you feel empathic towards them, okay? And they're having some kind of struggle, but I feel like this person's like a clinger. They're like a clinger. They can't breathe without you. I know. In some cases, it sounds so romantic, but is it? Like, I can't tell you that if it is or not for you, right? The only like serious cup was the Ace of Cups, but that's like always a potential. I don't feel like, I don't know, Virgo. I don't know. It feels like to me you're just trying to get your peace of mind. You definitely are in retreat mode. I can see that. You're in some kind of solitude from this person. You're trying to recover from something. Maybe it was an abusive relationship. And maybe there's things about this person. Maybe you have a trauma bond. And there's things about this person that like when they show up and they're in their best, that's the things that you really like about them. But maybe something, then they turn around, they show up their worst. And then you're conflicted and you're like, how can you be one way? Like you saying to this person, how can you behave like this? And then another day you're a different person or you act differently. You know what I mean? I feel like you're just trying to get some damn rest or peace of mind from this behavior. I feel like you give an inch to this person and then they take a mile. And then when you're okay with the mile, then they, I don't know, they're very moody. Maybe they have like a Cancer moon placement somewhere, right, Luce? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I feel like your advice here is to just keep quiet and just ignore, block, stay away from this person. It does not feel healthy. It doesn't feel healthy, this like obsession, because that's all, it's about them getting there. Maybe they're very anxious. They have like anxious, like they can't soothe themselves, so they need to reach like you're a drug or something. And, you know, for some of you, perhaps, they keep coming around, they keep returning, keep coming back into your life. And it's like a fix, like to get a little bit of a fix, you know? Yeah, creep vibes. It does not feel romantic. It feels like maybe you just kind of feel bad for them and, you know, so you give them a minute and you'll talk to them, but then, I don't know, drama. Feels like drama. Drama llama. What the heck? Llama drama. Okay, yeah, there's Chariot. Yeah, you need to take some kind of action here. I feel like you haven't done enough. This feels to me like you need to make some serious chess moves with this person. You need to go against the grain of who you are, right? So you're being compassionate, you're being helpful, or you're being kind. I mean, it's always good to be kind, but when somebody's taking advantage of your kindness, then you have to draw lines, like you really do. You know, doormats are kind, but, you know, if you're constantly walking on a doormat, it's going to wear down, right? Maybe you need a chain link doormat or something. I feel like you need to take some action and either move or relocate or cut your phone number off or change your number or somehow find a way to not engage with this person or just have some extreme self-control and not be concerned about them and their problems and what they're doing and what's going on with them. See, definitely need to make some change here. Okay? This person feels like some kind of a leech. They do. Look, there you go. Just when I picked up this deck. I almost said the maggot. What? Oh my gosh. The sun. Yeah. The world revolves around them. The universe revolves around this person. Okay? And that's what it feels like. You know what? Let me see. So you got Leo here. You have Cancer. You have Aries, Sagittarius. We said that already. You have Scorpio. You have Pisces, you have Virgo. Okay, so that could resonate somewhere along the lines here for you with the energy of whomever we're talking about here. I don't know, Virgo. I don't like it. It gives me the ick. Just gives me the ick, Virgo. You know what I mean? But anyway, I mean, unless you enjoy that kind of thing, then, hey, to each their own. What would this person tell you if they could share their feelings, like their emotions? What's going on? I want to make things right. See, that's what they're trying to do. But it's right for them, right? Make things right for them, so they don't have to deal with the anxiety and the feeling of regret or loss. It's like, I don't know. I feel like this person's emotionally unstable, very emotionally unstable. They keep reaching out to you for stability, so they can feel okay about themselves. That's what it feels like. Go to fucking therapy. Go get some damn therapy. Get some help. Sort yourself out, right? Virgo, you are not. I mean, listen, even if you are a counselor, like you can't take on these Bob or Barbara builders here. You just can't. Bob the builder, Barb the builder, whatever. You just can't take on that energy, right? And I said it before, right? The best thing you can do, like you can't help people that don't want to get help. You can just say, hey, listen, over there's a counseling center. Maybe you should sign up. I'm not the one to I'm not the source. I'm not the source. That you kind of have to take yourself off the hook that this person's hanging you on, like a coat that just sits there all summer until the winter comes to take you down, and especially if there's like a romantic attachment in this relationship, it's even worse to try to help this person, or you can't do it. You shouldn't. But, you can if you want, but it's up to you. I feel like this person needs some serious redirection. I mean, if you want to help, give them some redirection. But, I mean, it feels like Spirit's trying to say, don't keep making yourself available for this. Especially if you are responding to this person. They're looking for a crack in the door so that they can come in. Right? They don't want to be toxic anymore, right? But okay, so listen, let me break it down to you. If you're dealing with someone that has an addiction and they come into you and they're like, you're the only one that keeps me stable. You're the only one that, can help me with things. Like, that's a load of crock. That's a crock of load. It's a load of crock. It's a crock of shit. It really is. If they don't want to be toxic anymore, then they need to surrender to the fact that they don't want to be toxic anymore, and they need to go get help for themselves and not bring the damage to the relationship, because something's going on here where I feel like every time they're reaching out to you, like they're not healing their ish. Now I'm not cursing. They're not healing their internal stuff that's going on. They're just coming to you as if you are the drug, as if you give them purpose, you give them life. I mean, no, God, could you imagine taking on that kind of responsibility for another adult? So then what's going to happen? If something horrible happens to them, is it going to be your fault? Like, you can't put yourself into that situation. Major boundaries need to be set here with this person, because I feel like it's going to be hurtful to you. It's kind of like when someone that like, put it to you this way. Let's say you're at your job and somebody comes to work at your job with the flu, and they're severely contagious, and they're sneezing all over where you are, and they're blowing their nose, and they're coughing, and they have a fever, and like they're super infected, right? Are you going to stay near that person? No, you're really like, why did you come into work, and now you're going to get all of us sick? Right? Well, I can't miss work. I need the money. Okay, well, that's not my problem, right? That needs to be your thing. That is not our problem. You know what? It's selfish. You know what I mean? And I understand, people get sick, right? But if you got to be considerate of other people, don't you? If you're working with other people, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like, okay, it's like, go to the doctor, get some medicine, take some time off until you heal. Don't come to me with your shit. I'm sorry, YouTube community, for all my cursing. I don't mean to be cursing. Yeah, see, you tame my demons. So this person has demons, okay? What are you, the demon tamer? Are you the demon whisperer, Virgo? Like it's not right. It's about them, their needs, what they need. And I feel like this person is not considering you. They're not considering what you need. So if you're trying to take space and they're not giving you space, you know, look, I don't know what your situation is specifically, but I feel like maybe they are giving you space, but then they come back around, but they're coming in with all their problems and their struggles and their issues, you know, and it's like trying to maintain this connection. But if you just kind of step back and see, like, what are they saying to you? Right? Are they coming in and saying to you, yeah, I made some huge mistakes and I really messed up and I'm not trying to come back into your life, but I want to say thank you for everything. I'm getting myself together. And when I'm healed and when I get into that place where I'm off this drug or I'm off this, whatever this addiction is, or I heal my inner child junk, you know, and I'm more secure, you know, maybe we can have a future. You know, that's what, but unhealthy people don't even know to say that, you know, and I feel like this type of person has some major demons and nobody can fight them for them. They have to do it themselves. If they're not willing to surrender and they're not willing to get the help that they need, then you need to cut this relationship off, because the thing about whatever is going on with this person, let me just tell you, there's an old saying in, I think it was Alcoholics Anonymous years ago. It says, this toxicity is cunning and baffling, and something else. I can't remember what it was. But I mean, if you think about it, it's very Machiavellian, right? People who really need to get a need met, but they're so insecure, they're not going to come right out and say it. These are types of people that will find ways to bridge the gap between you. So it's very covert. It's very cunning. That's what I feel like is going on here. And taking advantage of your kindness, you know? And that just snowballs after a while. It begins to snowball, right? And I know, Virgo, you want a reading where, you know, oh, you're going to meet the love of your life and, you know, everything's going to be copacetic and everything's going to be great. And I want to give you that reading. But I also want to tell you that right now, that's not the message. Right now, you've got someone who's circling you, hovering in some way, because you are strong, because you are honest and authentic and true to yourself, and you have your own struggles in life. Do you really want to carry somebody else's problems, right? And if you don't, you have to give a clear, accurate message to this person that this is as far as you can come with me. And you're not at fault for being civil with this person. You're not at fault for being kind and compassionate. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, it's not your fault that people can't read the room. It's not your fault that your kindness doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you're a person of good character. Okay? And I don't think you should change that, but I also feel like you might experience that over time when you're being kind and compassionate. People that are struggling with these demons, they see that as a ticket to somehow come back into your life and wreak more havoc, as long as they are still acting out. If you haven't seen any major shift or change in their behavior, even if it's just temporary, they might come in with this temporary change, but they resort right back to who they were. Okay? Because listen, they always say, well, people can't change. I think the core of who we are, temperaments, is just who we are, but we can change our behaviors. Behaviors can change. We can learn to act right. And if this person can learn or knows how to act right temporarily, that means that they do know how to act right long term. Okay? Don't be fooled by that, right? If anybody can come in and put the mask on and pretend, it means they have the capability to change their behaviors long term. If they can do it once, they can do it. If this is someone that's just like they're missing a piece of their brain, good chunk missing, and then, I mean, like, it's totally different reading, I guess. But I just feel like This person's trying to make things right with you because their demons are too much for them to fight alone. They need your help. They're eliciting you to get into their head and fight those demons for them because they have weaknesses. They're weak. They're weak. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that this person, either they don't have a relationship with God, okay? Because, Archangel Michael comes in and fights those battles, right? We don't elicit people to come in and enable our behavior. We just don't live that way. We shouldn't live that way. And if we're doing that, we're actually holding this person back from being able to get the change and the help that they need by always being there for them. Sometimes it's just about tough love. And if you're reaching out because you care, that's a good thing because you care. But understand that them not being healed and they're coming back, that they see that as a sign that it's a free-for-all for you. So make sure you have your boundaries up, right? You can love people, but you can love them at a distance if you have to. There you go. Golden mirror, narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed. This person. There you go. Not today, Satan. Boundaries, hurt, avoiding conversation, not dealing. So maybe you're still upset, okay? I feel like maybe you're dealing with someone who's very covert in their ways, and they lie to you, or they've lied to you in the past, okay? You caught the lies. This person's, they got a war going on within their head, and that is not a battle you can fight for them, for anyone. It's hard enough to battle your own demons in your own mind and your own struggles, just trying to live your life, right? So ascend from this, okay? If you're reaching out because you care, well, maybe that's something. Maybe instead of actually reaching out because you care, maybe you could just pray for them quietly, like with yourself, or maybe you can just wish them a happy birthday or whatever it is, to yourself, or just, to the universe, to spirit. You could do it like that. I don't see this person being in a position of healing in August. Anything can change, of course, but I will say that there's a better chance of them healing and getting it together once you completely cut them off. And I'm not, maybe you didn't reach out to them. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you haven't said a damn word. Maybe nothing. It could very well be nothing. And they're struggling with something and they come back around and you respond, right? A response to them is still a reach out, whether it's initiated or it's just a response. It means, I don't know, I feel like this person's a little bit of an opportunist, okay? So maybe they're active in some kind of an addiction, or even if they're not, it seems like maybe they just have extreme anxiety. I don't know what it is. They don't know how to soothe themselves, and they need you. That's what they think, but they really don't. They need therapy. Don't counsel anyone you're very close to. Don't ever do that. Don't counsel anyone that either you're in a romantic partnership with, or if it's a family member or somebody that's in your office that you work side by side. It's too close. It's too close. Too close for comfort. Okay? It's way too close. You're not a sponsor. You're not this person's sponsor. You're not the person that has to pay for everything for them. You shouldn't be. And you can't, you might feel guilt because it goes against everything you believe, especially if you're an empath. Okay, but that's part of your healing, is to heal from any kind of guilt that you might feel if you stand up for yourself. Because when you set a boundary and you're not used to setting boundaries with people, or you set a boundary and that person oversteps your boundary and then you have to reset it even harsher, a little bit of guilt always follows when you're not comfortable with that. And that's normal. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become. The more you practice setting boundaries, the more comfortable you become. And the more you get used to it, and the guilt starts to fade. And it's like, oh, you'll be actually surprised. Most people, when you set a boundary with someone, most people respect you. Respect that. But the ones who have mental issues or challenges, they don't. They don't respect that, okay? So for you, it's make a decision and work on your inner healing. Okay, this is the lesson for you. Right? And if you reached out to this person after setting a boundary, you know, and now you feel like a schmuck for doing it because you're being kind, well, don't do that to yourself. You're only human. Practice makes perfect, right? Well, we seek progress, right? Do the best you can with this person. There you go. I'm not saying it. The card said it. Okay? The big N word. Too full of themselves. They see themselves when they look at you, when they think of you. I don't know. It's a little creepy to me. It feels like a creep vibe. All right, let's get some Chinese signs and see you and or this person. Okay, you're the snake. You're the dragon. You're the ox. You're the rooster. You're the rabbit. You're the rat. You're the horse. You're the tiger. Okay? Wow, I can't believe it did 32 minutes. Yay! We're healing. We're healing. You guys, so let me just tell you really quick. So I didn't take any tests, right? So I either had COVID, that I saw something like there's a new strain that it's affecting people's voice, their vocal cords. And I've heard a lot of people who have been dealing with this, right? I'm still a little bit stuffy, but maybe it was either that, but I also have like silent reflux, you guys, that I was diagnosed a couple of years ago. And a lot of you have been with me for a while. You may notice that over the past couple of years, I've been clearing my throat a lot and having vocal cord problems. And sometimes when I get a cold, it affects my vocal cords, right? To the point where I can't speak. And this happened to me last September. And I recall, because I was like, I know I got this before. So I wasn't really taking it seriously of what to do about that. And so now I'm like, I got my steam going, taking really good care of my voice because I appreciate all your kind comments. You guys were super, super nice. I didn't even know silent reflux was a thing. I had no idea. And they did the scope thing, and the ENT was like, yeah, that's what it is. And it affects your... I said, no, great, I'm going to sound like a groggy old man. That's what's going on. So, you know, I'm doing all the things here now. I'm taking it seriously because this is what I do. Talking is what I do. And I was like, I don't talk all that much. I mean, but, you know, anyway, that's what's going on. So I guess this is the new thing now. This is what we're dealing with. So I will do my best to take better care of myself to make sure the videos come out to you. You know what it is? I'm a Virgo, and I like to maintain my consistency and my routine, and I love to work. I love to do my readings. I don't want to lose this. And you guys were like, oh, take time off. I hate taking time off. I hate because I'm like, what the frick am I going to do? I love working. It's just a Virgo thing. I love being active and being creative and working. So just a little heads up, that's the situation. That's what's going on. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. Probably have the same thing. Or it's, I think maybe it's just both. I really do. I think maybe the COVID kicked in and just made everything worse. All right, let's get into your charms and all that. Thank you for listening. I'm seeing Zamir again. I'm also seeing Amy. Okay, A-I-M-E-E. Just heard. Okay, someone's last name is Hawkins. All right, you have an H, you have an I, you have the initial A, you have a W, and the initial Z. Okay, someone's birthday's on the 6th. We also have a 2. We also have the 26. You do have a Libra showing up here. Okay, might be a connection to a Libra. All right, you've got 1970, or someone is 70. Again, you have 6, 66. You have 10. Let's see what other signs you have here. Other zodiac signs. Ooh, you've got Sagittarius, Virgo, Sag. Okay, so we saw Sag right in the beginning. Sagittarius. You got Pisces, Virgo again. A lot of you are dealing with Virgos. You have Aries and Taurus. And Aries, Pisces, Cancer. Okay? All right, let's get some charms. All right, there you go. Oh, look, you're getting a letter in the mail. There's a message coming to you. So this is significant. It feels very important. A very important piece of mail. Let me see if I can hold this without, so you can see it. Very important piece of mail coming to you. This is mail. For some of you, it could be an email, right? But it feels like more like an actual physical, tangible piece of mail that's coming for you. All right. You also have a bike, okay? So are you riding your bike? Somebody could be riding and listening. That's such a great idea. I think I don't have a bike. I'm going to have to buy a bike so I could just listen to my shows while I'm riding my bike. Feel the wind in my hair. Anyway, or someone's thinking about buying a bike, okay? Bike vibes. All right, you also have a strawberry. All right, yummy. Somebody's eating strawberries. Their favorite fruit is strawberry. Strawberry yogurt, strawberry jello. Eating regular strawberries. I am getting somebody's either YouTube handle or their @ is strawberry, has the name strawberry in it. Okay. Also blue butterfly. Okay. Blue butterfly. Very significant for someone here. Very. They have it in their name somewhere. Maybe you're seeing, is it the monarchs that are blue? But I don't think they're out now, are they? What's the season for the monarchs? I'm not sure, but this is all about transformation and change. And the blue represents harmony and peace. Okay? All right, okay. And a sunburst. Also, a daisy. Daisies. Could be somebody's name. The name Daisy could be significant, or just something about Daisy. Somebody likes daisies. What's that line that, and this is how old school I am, that Meg Ryan said in You've Got Mail? She said, daisies, I think daisies are the friendliest flowers. Daisies are. They're the friendliest flowers, aren't they? I just love that line. I don't know why. I'm a flower lover, so what can I say? Anyway, not about me. So I'm going to leave that reading there. I think 40 minutes is good. Probably pushing it. I was at the pool with my grandson and my son all day today, and it's the first time today that I actually got a chance to talk. I did not speak a lick of a sentence or a word all weekend, so I healed up real good for you guys. Thank you, everyone, for your advice. I put that post up and then I took it down just because it was just like a one-off thing. But thank you so much. You guys, I swear my Virgos are the most helpful, the most holistic. You guys have been, you always got my back. I appreciate you so much. I would be nothing here if it wasn't for all of you. I am so grateful for you year after year, day after day, week after week, month after month. You keep showing up. You keep coming back. I hope that you have subscribed. If you are new to my channel, definitely join in on the chat. We have so much fun in the chat. If you're not the chatter, that's fine. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. And also, if you want to get a personal reading, there's a link in the description box. Just go there and you can book with me. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.